Okay, so I just tried to make a video. I'm over here battling my mental illness, and which since I'll bring it up, and I'm making a video, and I'm doing this as for a hobby and for fun. I remember when just in case there's anyone out there that struggles with any type of mental illness or any type of physical ailment that they feel like maybe other people ignore or don't acknowledge, just remember that every day is your chance to be mentally sound. That mental illness, 9 times out of 10, can be a choice. 8 times out of 10, whatever. It is just like it's a choice not to wash your hands, just like it's a choice not to clean your food, just like it's a choice to have unprotected sex. Mental illness can be a choice. Now, and now comes my shout out for all the people out there that it wasn't a choice. I remember when I was 12 or 13 or like 11 years old, I was laying in bed in the middle of the night. My parents had just moved us into a beautiful house. We came from Pasadena, which was actually a very pretty and nice neighborhood compared to other third world countries. It had some crime. We walked in on our house getting robbed, so we moved. And if I remember correctly, some type of civil servant actually moved into that house that we left, and they put bigger fences up, which is funny. And maybe that's why. And so my parents had just we had moved to Northern California because my dad had a job opportunity to make more money with computers, because he didn't get his degree, but when he left the Navy, he left the Navy honorably, but he never got his degree. He went straight to work, and he regretted that for so long, because it was the degree. It wasn't his intelligence, it wasn't his skill set, and this goes for every man out there who's working, or every person who's out there working. It wasn't his drive or his skill set or any of that. It was his paperwork that didn't get him the pay grade or the level of authority, and he regretted that for his whole life. And but no matter what, he provided for us. So mental illness. So we had got a new house. My parents had provided us a new house. We finally got to have our own rooms. We finally got to have these things that as a middle class family living in a more urban area we had not experienced. And but I remember being awake in the middle of the night, not being able to sleep, probably from drinking sodas all day, because I used to get down with sodas. And I just heard the sad thing about it is, it could even be drug induced, because sugar I consider it a drug, and I've had some nasty withdrawals off soda, almost as nasty as coffee, almost as nasty as caffeine, and I've had some bad withdrawals off stimulants. I'm sure everyone has, and I hope, and I know, and I never would want to have an attitude of one-upping or any type of superiority in any type of speaking. I hope all my talking, instead of running around and causing ruckus, I might as well hopefully speak something relatable and at least entertaining and helpful. So I remember laying in bed in the middle of the night. And I just heard whispers in my head saying, God is stupid, God is dumb, God is stupid. And I knew right off the bat, whoa, that's a problem. Red flag. God is not stupid, God is not dumb. And I was a very religious little boy. And yeah, so that was my first taste of mental illness. And I bet there's a million other people out there, or at least 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, that have experienced something similar to this. And all I say is pray to you. I pray for you in a good way. I hope that your struggle, I hope that your fight is strong. I hope that your mind is strong. I hope that you know and believe that every day you wake up is a chance to fight to avoid your mental illness. Take every thought captive to Christ. To bring every Don't allow your neighbors to bug you. Don't allow your wife to bug you. Don't allow your husband to bug you. Don't allow your children to bug you. Don't allow your teachers. Don't allow any person or entity to bother you unless it actually bothers you and then you're not crapping on someone else. If your child is hungry, or your homework is late, or you're speeding on a 40-mile-per-hour zone, it should bother you. It should bother you because you're putting other people at risk. That should bother you. The Holy Spirit doesn't contradict itself. I've been around murderers in prison, people doing life in prison. I've been around military Vietnam vets who let me have collections of their pictures from Vietnam. He told me when he killed someone in the video, when it was one of the first times he killed someone, or something like that. And very, very rarely do these people not respect other human life. The only people who usually do, excuse me, I can't say that, because every there's a bad seed possibility everywhere in the world. But the place where I really felt less value for human life was in prison, was around quote unquote criminals. That's why I pray that anyone behind the United States or any prison system anywhere that is technically innocent, that they're freed and do justice, and I hope that people who dedicate their entire lives to stealing and rape and murder, that they stay in prison. Because like I said, out of all those different types of people that I've sat down with and possibly even done drugs or whatever, everybody has their story and background. Everyone has their family. Everyone has their scars, and every heart knows its own struggle. The people who it was more of a senseless kill, those were the people that did not have much regard for human life at that point. And even after living in prison, after 40 years or 50 years, after murdering someone who was cheating with their girlfriend in the 1960s or 70s during the beginning of the dope craze, for an African American person who has no other life, who has no understanding of where they come from or who they are, they still made their way not to just crap on other people. So if you're a type of person whose entire life is dedicated to stepping on other people, I have one thing to say to you. You're a spoiled brat. You're a spoiled brat, and I hope the best for you. And then for the best, I mean, you probably needed to be spanked more as a child. And you maybe should go live in Mexico, or go live in freaking some crazy hostile country where Russia or whatever. So, not really sure what the theme of that video is, but I keep wandering from my actual topic, and thus causing me to cut and continue forth.